Share my screen once again. Yeah. So welcome friends to Pain Points session number 3. This is, I'm temporarily, you can say, muting you all so that there is no disturbance as such. So this is Pain Points session number 3, which is happening today on Teachers Day, 5th September. And of course, the previous 2 sessions had been taken on the Guru Purnima Day, exactly or nearly 2 months back. So let's begin the proceedings. As usual, all my presentations always begin with thanking the Lord Almighty who's given me much more than what I deserve. And of course, for me, the biggest teacher has been my dad, who has been instrumental in teaching me the clinical part of finance, and of course, many other parts which are dealing with practice as such, pain points wise and otherwise solutions wise, I would say. So thank you, Dad. Miss you always. So this is my brief CV. All are aware of it by now. So let's begin the session on Teachers' Day, which is commemorated on the occasion of the birthday of the second President of India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So happy Teachers' Day, sir. So what are the learning objectives for today? The learning objectives for today are very simple, answering the pain points that we listed in the WhatsApp community, that the survey we did in June 2023. We did a similar survey in July, August 2022. All those pain points videos are now on my channel, which came almost a year later. Even these videos may go on YouTube, but at least not till January. So 6 months is the time approximately, for 5 to 6 months. So this is just pure educational webinar with no selling whatsoever at the end. Usually that happens at the end. Why I'm saying this is because for the first time I have extended this webinar facility outside my community, and there were a huge number of registrations. Unfortunately, that does not reflect in the number of participants attending right now, but never mind. What I'll be doing is I shall do a recap of the previous 2 parts as usual, as we have been doing in the previous sessions, and then we continue from 1 hour from there. Approximately by that time 7:10, 7:15. So approximately we'll continue till 8:10 or 8:15. So some things in life are purely for adding value, and this is one of those sessions where we just add value. I do it once a month for my FB and WhatsApp community, and I'll try to extend it for the rest of the individuals as well. So these are session number 252 and 253 online. So we are doing 2 sessions. Luckily, I don't have a third session tonight. In any case, I have to travel after in the afternoon as well. So never mind, these are the 2 sessions, number 252 and 253. So a few requests, if you are watching on your mobile, please shift to PC or laptop. It will be easier for you to understand. And of course, make notes using pen and notepad, physically or digitally, whichever way you want to. I must tell you, writing is the best form of learning. You can take snapshots, you can take screenshots. I don't mind that. But the problem is not that. The problem is in those cases, your computer or your phone is learning, you are not learning. So always encourage on the you can say the writing form of learning. Remove all distractions around you. It is just a matter of 1 hour only. And of course, there might be some of you who have listed the problem. So learn from others' problem before yours gets answered. Or maybe some of you did not attend the previous 2 sessions that might have been answered already. And of course, lastly, my solutions don't appeal to you. Never mind, you're free to consult anyone else for the same. So I shall still try to answer them to the best of my ability. So these are the 2 sessions that we took up on 3rd of July, Guru Purnima Day. So pain points, as usual, the once in a month webinar. The July webinars were on the Guru Purnima Day, and August webinars were on the mini day of education. In fact, that was on the finance pain points. We might continue the finance pain points next month as well. So a quick recap of the part 1 and the part 2 of the queries discussed so far. So what happened in episode 1 or part 1 in the morning, 3rd July at 7 a.m. So this was the part 1 session. We started with the pain point that everybody of us has pain points in life from 0 to 10. Nobody can say that I am at 0 or I am at 10. Very, very rare to say it. But most of us fall in the range of 1 to 9. Anyway, even I have some pain points, so I can't say that even I'm immune from them. So they are nothing new for any profession. So technically speaking, if we say what are pain points, they are just simply saying plainly and simply problems in anyone's life. So these are pertaining to your practice. So we are dealing with that part of it. So last year, we divided them into a different, we did this in 2022, we divided into financial pain point, productivity pain point, process, support, ethical, not in our hand, and miscellaneous pain points. Because at that point of time in 2022, we did a survey only in the practice management group and not in the finance group. So whatever queries came, we just divided into a different heading. So this time we had finance pain points separately and practice pain points separately. So the clear-cut segregation has been made, but yes, some people posted the queries in their order. So we still try to divide and desiccate those queries into different heads, and of course, dividing them into this thing. But this year it was done a little differently. The name putting was not mandatory, it was optional. City of practice was needed because the tier of city decides the problem and the solutions many a times. The years into practice, and of course the priority of pain point. So this was option. Those who answered as high, moderate, or low, we are picking up the high ones first. We are still not done with the high. So I've done a few of those high parts as well. So the first query in the first session was from Surat, Gujarat, for lack of awareness among people via RCT and bioceramic sealers and all those things. Why people are not getting aware. Poor people aren't affording, can't afford treatment. And of course, lack of number of footfall, less high ticket patients, normal pricing they think is high, not having budget of implant, want EMI on trust, can't charge enough for my service, downgrading self, consent in a case paper. So discussed all those solutions. Then the next query was from Indore, Madhya Pradesh, regarding need for non-clinical work from home for women. It was from a female dentist. Then the query was from Peringal, Lathur, Tamil Nadu, not able to get good qualified receptionist. Query from Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, patient footfall, 12 years into profession, still not getting the desired patient footfall. OPD of 20, some days fall into 4 or 5, done camps. What can be done? We discussed in detail regarding that. Then a good patient conversion of nearly 90%, then bargaining happening very commonly. Query from tier 3 city, the name of city was not mentioned. Lack of patients, number of patients is less, wastage of dental materials is more. Long time. So since my clinic started, situations have not improved, lacking in motivation. Of course, many of these queries will be repeated, so I'll be answering them whenever they come up next in the current form. So although then the query from Nagpur, Maharashtra, even being in 16th year of running clinic, OPD is less than 15 patients a month. Again, many, I can say, not getting multiple treatments or retention, you can say 80-90% patients still are there, but then big ticket conversion was not there. What was the reason? We discussed many of those factors in detail in there. Then query from Pune, Maharashtra, patient who comes for second opinion, expect an honest opinion, which is of course patient's right as well. And if my work is not proper or shabby, what should be my stand? How do we convey the bad, or we say the bad things done without bad mouthing the colleague? We discussed that. Does the pamphlet in newspaper work? Have tried social media for advertising, discussed various ways of marketing. And of course, with at that query number 7, it was, say, there was a large number of queries which were answered in 1 hour, 15 minutes. So we came to episode number 2 or part 2 in the evening. I was traveling that day. I was in Badok that day. You can say 3-4 days before the cloud burst that happened in the month of July, which led to floods in North India. I was lucky to come back just in time. So the pain point session number 2 started in the evening. From there, where I was traveling, the first query number 8 was from Nyamati Taluka, Karnataka, total aversion towards profession due to various reasons, drastically reduced footfalls, self-pity, too much of documentation, preoccupied mindset respect to consent form, and of course, trust between dentist and patient is lost. Then the query from Pune, Maharashtra, not able to maintain schedule, appointments and new OPDs, skeptical if I should rely on associate or fresher dentist, struggling with price war or beginning. Query number 10 was from Surat, Gujarat, trust hospital doing substandard treatment. In fact, I discussed a detailed analogy from Surat in that I had been to Surat on 29th of May, 2023 only for a full day lecture with IDA Surat. So they discussed, you can say, about specific area where the treatment offered was absolutely at, you can say, minuscule price, I would say. So people are still doing those kind of dentistry. That's okay with them if they're comfortable doing it. Then many patients want to undergo treatment, but as they're lower middle class, they can't, they can say, finance their treatment. Many doctors do free consultation and X-ray. So patients demand free consultation and X-ray, how to deal with them. So query from Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, too much competition, lots of difference in prices. I think too much competition is a big myth, as I've discussed earlier. No standardization, backbiting by dentist, medicine from medical store, no consent form signing as routine. Sometimes the solutions lie in your own problems only. Then query from tier 2 city in India. Many times I feel great difficulty in explaining importance of treatment to patients. So it is not more about you can say convincing the patient. It is about persuasive treatment conveying to the patient. There is a difference between the two terms. So not incorporated informed consent. Many patients take it negatively. So you have to change the mindset firstly at your end. Though I have standard protocol for every treatment, I get stressed to explain same to friends, doctors, and colleagues. No exceptions, as I had mentioned. Then query from Trivandrum, tier 3. I guess Trivandrum was in tier 2, top tier 2 cities in India. Internal marketing, he says, I guess I'm doing right. Looking for ways to do external marketing as of now. Only social media. Social media is the biggest boon that we can get in today's time. So my conversion ratio is more than 80. I can convince to buy. My problem is new patient walking in a too low, maybe one in a week, that too rare. Don't know what to do, not getting the right direction. So a lot many solutions were suggested in there. Then query number 14 was from Hingoli, Maharashtra. Patient is not convincing. Convinced patients not follow treatment procedures. Query from Surat, Gujarat. My clinic is rented properly, rented property surrounding of lower middle class people who can't afford high ticket treatments, and I can't change clinic location as real estate prices are out of my finances. I've done all the practically possible courses which help me to treat those treatments, but the patients are not. Then the query from Jamnagar, Gujarat was answered. Not getting enough pay as an associate dentist, retaining staff, not finding stable patient flow post-COVID, which has been a problem with many of us. Then query from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. It was similar to query number 18 of Bhusawal district, Jalgaon, Maharashtra, bargaining. So I discussed a great deal on this. So then case conversion is a common problem. Query number 19 was from Bhavandi, Maharashtra. Colleague dentists are backbiting and bad mouthing. Example, I was away for a holiday. So people, you can say nearby or dentist nearby, did some bad mouthing. Of course, patients not following schedule and then showing up at unexpected times and then creating a scene. This also leads to unwanted waiting and time lost, also waste of good time. Then query from Srinagar J&K, which was the last query of session number 2. Not able to get high ticket patients, want to upgrade my skills in prosthodontics, but confused what to do, from where to do. A lot of institutions offer various courses, confused what to choose. So lack of proper lab technician, processes from the lab aren't up to the standard mark. So with this, we begin session number 3 today on Teachers Day, episode number 3. Many of these queries would be presented in a different form since the queries have been noted as we have received. And of course, we started with the high part, and then we'll be going up to the moderate and of course, the low degree of severity in the pain point. So let's begin today's session, approximately 7:14 or so. We'll continue till 8:14, 8:15. Till the time you can answer those queries. So this is session number 3, which is the fresh offering for today, which I'll be discussing and divulging in detail. So I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. If there are any issues with network, with any other part, please do drop a message in the chat box. If my voice is breaking, if you face any challenges, please drop a message in the chat box. So let's begin with query number 21 from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Constant bargaining by the patients and lack of patient flow. I've started my practice just 6 months back. I know some patients is required, but it is difficult to sustain without patients. Even now, I am not able to pay my rent through clinic income. Also, when patients come, there is a constant bargaining by them. I have ignored certain patients and told them that I can't reduce my amount, but then due to lack of patients, sometimes we tend to reduce the amount. See, I have answered these things before, but of course, that session was 2 months back. And of course, the videos go much later. So I'll be divulging a few aspects in detail once again for the benefit of those members who were there or who were not there, for the benefit of everyone. So bargaining happens when the patient sees that you have challenges in OPD. You are sitting free. The patient is the only one who is in your clinic. ये डॉक्टर खाली बैठा है, इसके पास सिर्फ मैं ही तो पेशेंट हूँ. Then they try all sorts of. Have you all been in a situation where you know that this shopkeeper or this guy or this outlet or whichever place is too busy, and after a lot of effort, your turn comes. Will you still bargain over there? For example, you're standing in a queue of 100 people. You are at the 70th number. And when your turn comes, for example, you're buying tickets for the movie Jawan, and your number comes for the ticket. They'll say, "Nahi bhaiya, पिछले महीने तो आपने 200 का ticket दिया था. Why are you charging 300 for Jawan this time? Because it is a branded movie or a Shah Rukh Khan movie. That is why. Please give me a 200." I said, "Side per अगले को आने दे. Number 71 is." So you'll have to go back again. Will you do that? Nobody does that. चल ठीक है भाई, 2 दे दे, 3 दे दे. You go to a multiplex. You want to watch a movie over there. You buy a popcorn willingly, which is worth 30 rupees at 300 rupees. Nobody puts a gun on your temple and says, "Nahi bhaiya, ye popcorn khao." What is the reason? You want to enjoy that experience. The movie dekhne aaye hain, family ke saath, let's enjoy that experience. So people tend to enjoy that experience. So coming back to where I started, the bargaining happens when the patient knows you are dependent only on them. When you have a consistent pipeline of patients, they are never going to bargain. They know that unko appointment bahut mushkil se mila hai. So why will they even try that? The problem is lead generation or lack of patient. Now, some of you will ask, that is the basic problem. Yes, I agree. The two basic problems or the two biggest problems in any clinic are, or for any clinic having maximum pain points, are lack of footfall and bargaining. Of course, there are multiple, but these are the two shortlisted ones, which are the maximum happening in almost major clinics in India, or major number of clinics in India, not major clinics, but major number of clinics in India. They have these two common problems. So the solution is in your hand. Do marketing. Now, when I say marketing, people always get this notion. What do I mean by marketing? Advertising, promotion. I can't do that. We are in a noble profession. We are not allowed to market. See, marketing has been an abused word. We only advocate or equate it to promotions. It's not. Marketing means visibility in your target patient's mind. If you're visible to your target audience, you give them certain value. Value in the form of increasing their knowledge by organic content, maybe on different social media, creating awareness in your target audience, where you go about this task of educating your audience and telling them that you exist. People will always make a connection. हाँ, वो डॉक्टर की मैंने रील देखी है, उस डॉक्टर का मैंने वीडियो देखा था. It was a good video. In today's time, people believe that throwing money in paid marketing is bomb. It's like a bomb. People are having a changed mindset after COVID. We have to realize that. Firstly, courtesy Reliance Jio, because we started much before COVID, people shifted to cheaper data. And almost everyone in India now has a mobile phone. And almost 90% of searches begin on mobile phone. And if somebody sees your ad, you go in for an ad, paid marketing, and he sees, let's say, Dr. BSA, Bhavdeep Singh Ahuja. Dr. BSA, let me just search out, who is this Dr. BSA? They search out and type on Google Dr. BSA. If they don't find me on any social media or maybe on website, they will not get validation. And the problem lies there. Post-COVID world is all about seeking validation. Ask yourself, all of us almost order every week or at least once or twice a month from Swiggy or Zomato. If you have been ordering from a restaurant which is very common, which is very near to you, and of course you click and you type in restaurants and the near me is added itself, and you come across that list, okay, this is a new restaurant. I did not find that restaurant, maybe it has opened up new. आप जाते हो उसके नीचे, let me check out the reviews first. कैसा है, पैकेजिंग कैसी है, सर्विस कैसी है, फूड क्वालिटी कैसी है. Pricing comes later. Of course, in today's world of Zomato and Swiggy, almost every restaurant is a similar price when it comes to Zomato, Swiggy. They are very smart. Normal ordering, this much size of container. For Zomato, Swiggy, this much size of container. They have You can say reduce the quantity if somebody is ordering them, because Zomato, Swiggy take up to 25 to 28% of commission. So that's absolutely normal. That is their model. So they have reduced the quantity. So price wise, almost everyone is at same price. But if somebody is a little expensive also, but has good reviews, means food quality great, service delivery great, and otherwise experience is great, quantity good, or whatever, multiple factors, you will still want to try it because you have validation now. Similar, if you do paid advertising without being organically present, organically means in the free form. For example, my YouTube channel is a form of organic marketing. It is visibility in my target audience or my colleague's mind about my credibility, about my visibility. This is my organic content, and that's been clearly marketed. This channel is only for dentists or healthcare professionals. It is not for patients, because I don't do any patient education videos over there. For that, I have a different system, whatever I do. But that is not for you. That has been very clearly segregated in that sense. So in this world of paid marketing, if you don't double up with organic content, then, my dear friends, you are screwed. You don't want to be lying on a position. People say word of mouth is the best form of marketing. Do I throw a truth bomb at you? Word of mouth is not a marketing strategy. It works best, but it works only when the volume is high. It works and takes its own sweet time, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Do you have the patience to pay the rent from that amount of time that you will be bearing the same cost from your pocket, believing, hoping, wishing, praying, मेरा टाइम आएगा, मेरा टाइम आएगा, उसमें बहुत टाइम जल जाएगा. There will be so much competition which will be more coming up in your area by then. आप पेशेंट्स अगर कम कर रहे हो, उसमें से कितने सेटिस्फाइड हैं और कितने आपको वर्ड ऑफ माउथ देंगे? Is it that easy? Ask yourself, how many times have you actually praised someone to give a word of mouth to someone else? Nobody has time these days. These days, family sizes have shrunk. People are not knowing even their two door, you can say, far neighbors. We are all, you can say, living in our own cocoon. And we believe that word of mouth will work for us. It may work. It'll take its own sweet time. And for that, you need a volume also. 100 patient treat करोगे, उसमें से 10 जाके बोलेंगे. हाँ, 100 में से अगर 90, अगर आपके 10 dissatisfied हैं, वो जाके जरूर बोलेंगे 200 को. So that is how it works. Negativity spreads faster. So my dear friends, if you are living on that hope, wish and pray and spray model, that word of mouth is going to work for you, you can continue to do so, to live in hope. It may work for some where the volume is high, but it takes its own sweet time. So somebody who is starting practice 6 months back and believing that word of mouth will help him, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It is not going to work for you anytime soon. And when the patient sees you free, they'll try bargaining. So for you to have it, you have to shun that mindset. People give me those stupid reasons. I hate camera and the camera doubly hates me back. In fact, that was my tagline till 3 years back. I'm not user friendly. I'm not camera friendly. Bullshit. This is a bullshit reason. I had this reason. Start facing the camera and the camera will automatically get friendly. We started with the small webcam. Then we shifted on to the laptop camera. Today I'm in my recorded studio kind of a setting where I'm delivering just like offline, standing in front of you. I do my workshops online in this mode only. So I said, why not webinars also in this mode? The previous 2 webinars also, the previous 3 webinars also on the mini education day on August 12th, I took up in this manner. It is all a game of reinventing yourself. If you feel that you are the only one who is distracted or the fearful of camera, I was there. I never had even 20 pictures of mine in the past 20 years of my family album. But these are not reasons to give it. जो साल 10 साल पहले करते थे आज भी वही करते थे, then what is the change? If that is the reason, please shift to Nokia 2100 and Nokia 3310 and buy you can say those screens from those monitors from, and don't shift to those plasma or LED TVs. CRT monitors, the old ones. If you are updating in technology, why you are not updating here in your mindset? Times are changing. You want to do the strategies which were done 20 years back in today's time, then you know where you are going. You're lying back in time. So don't upgrade gadgets, upgrade yourself also. And when you say upgrade yourself, it does not mean in courses. In say the first thing you have to upgrade and update is your mindset. That is the basic and the first thing needed. Bring about a change. Today it is all about a game of visibility. Unfortunately, in today's world, the best known beats the best handsomely. You may say, "Oh, mera baaju wala dentist. He is good at marketing and selling." घटिया काम करता है लेकिन मेरे से ज्यादा पेशेंट है. भगवान को तरस नहीं आता, भगवान को तरस आता है, लेकिन आप अपने आप पे तरस नहीं खाते हो. आप अपने आप को स्टूपिड रीजंस देके मैं नहीं कैमरा से वीडियो बना, मत बनाओ वीडियो, फेसलेस बना लो. आवाज तो दे सकते हो कि आवाज भी बुरी है आपकी. आवाज बुरी तो मुंह में टेप लगा के क्लिनिक में बैठ जाओ. Don't even discuss with your patients. You do that, na? So why not a faceless? Leave it. Why not a blog? Why not a infographic? These are the three basic things. Why not a podcast? 4 बेसिक चीजें बोल रहा हूं आपको. ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट के लिए, पेड में जाने के लिए भी तो कुछ करना पड़ेगा ना. If you keep on lying in your, you keep on sitting in your clinic and expect that the patients will come automatically to you, then you are fooling yourself, my dear friends. So if you are indulging in bargaining, that is because of lack of patience. Of course, you can say I can't reduce my amount, but then शाम को जाके पिताजी को मुंह भी दिखाना ना, आज कितना कमाया. That is the first question usually parents will ask us. They will ask us always, आज कितना कमाया. Yes, sir. So we have to answer our parents as well. Yeah. So senior practitioners not helping the junior ones who have just passed out. Ask yourself how many times you have helped out your juniors in college. What do you expect them to open up and give you all their practice secrets? Yes, people will give them. But are you ready to listen and change? The question is that. For many of you, not all, for many of you, I'm a senior practitioner. I'm into 24th year of my practice. I'll be starting 25th year on 1st Jan. I'm a senior practitioner for many of you. Are you listening to me and making the change? I'm willing to help you out. I'm willing to divulge you out. Are you listening to me and making a change? 2,000 of you in my community in WhatsApp. 2,700 in Facebook. How many are attending right now? 250 filled in their pain points. Over 200 people registered for this webinar. Classic funnel. How many attending? You can see the number. I don't need to go about. We are happy. Why I'm saying it? I'm not bothered about numbers. When I started this session at bang on 7, there were 2 people only. I still started it on time. I never waited that people will join in, so I will start. My things start on time and finish on time. That is the way I go. And I have no qualms about 2 log the, 4 log the, 40 log the, 400 log the. I have no issues in that. And that is the same with my offline presentations as well. So why I'm saying this, why I'm giving you this example is because we have now began to enjoy victimhood. We are happy being a victim. 3 friends sitting in restaurant with a big Patiala peg in their hand. 3 months, not seen a single rupee in my practice. एक रुपए का एक नए पैसे का profit नहीं हुआ. Another one says, 3 months. Since COVID, 3 years, not seen a single rupee profit in my practice. The game is about who is the bigger victim. It's not. It's not about putting in the problems. It's about putting in or getting the solutions as well. So if you are not getting the solutions as you want, so you need to know, I need to ask yourself, where does the problem lie? So price variation in the same area, some dentists charge too low to rise above the competition. This leads to cost cutting for all of the dentists in that area. Guys, मैं आपको शायद बता चुका हूँ 24 साल से प्रैक्टिस में I still don't know what my neighboring dentist charges. मेरे पेशेंट आके बता देते हैं. But how do you come to know about your neighboring dentist charges? I'm not sure. Patient के कहने पे भरोसा करते हो, then you are fooling yourself. Patients will seek convenience. आप 2000 में कर रहे हो, बाजू वाला 1500 में कर रहा है, and you make that 1500 as that price of the dentist. मुझे 24 साल में अपने पड़ोसियों के prices नहीं पता. And I was the second one in my area to open up on 1st Jan 2000. How come you know about your neighboring dentist charges? It is beyond me. That means you are interested in other people's gossip and not interested in your own growth and expansion. Your own primary focus should be to focus on your own growth rather than what somebody else is charging. Many dentists do unethical work just for money. Even big corporate chains and companies are doing unethical work just to earn money. People will continue to do whatever they wish to. You are not competing with those unethical guys. If you are, then you also do these things for money. If you can't, stop complaining. Stop complaining. If you are not in competition with those unethical people, stop complaining. Corporate chains and companies, they are here to make profit. They will continue to do whatever they wish to. It is your choice whether you want to indulge in that kind of stuff or not. You focus on your own marketing activities. You focus on increasing your skills in selling and convincing and persuasion. And you continue to do good work. Who cares? Why are you bothered what happens outside your clinic? Query from Mohali, Punjab, my state. Unable to balance family and professional life, giving less time to my practice. Family demands more time. My kid comes with me to my clinic. He's 4 years old, so my practice suffers. See, this is a brutal truth in today's times. We all know that family sizes have shrunk now. We are living more into nuclear families, or even if there are, you can say, joint families, there are very less people, you can say, taking care. But having said that, I don't know your full situation, who all is in your joint family or extended family. But yes, the grandparents are the biggest support for any kid. And of course, for any daughter-in-law. So that is the first suggestion I would give. If you have that option available, utilize that option. Secondly, family demanding more time, it's but obvious. Many of us make clinic as our main goal. एक clinic चलाना है, clinic में बैठना है, बैठे रहेंगे तो patient आएगा. Remember, any civilized citizen will work for 7 to 9 hours. Average is 8, we all know that. 7 to 9 hours is what any civilized person would work. Why I'm saying is, that is because you need to understand work is just a part of your life. So clinic is also just a part of your life. Clinic is not your life. You have to live beyond that. You need to have time for a good sleep. Again, 7 to 9 hours. You need to have time for yourself. The most important thing that we ignore, the me time. We all need to spend at least 15 to 30 minutes with ourselves. Then if we have kids, we need to spend time with our kids. There needs to be own relaxation time. There needs to be a family dinner time. There needs to be, you can say, gossip time. These things have started, you can say, going down. Like I see people working till late night in clinic. So they have come late home. They will sleep late, have dinner late, sleep late. And then next morning, I'm not talking about you, my dear colleague. So they get up late and the kids have left by school by then. So they meet their kids only on Sundays, technically. They see their kids growing up in the bed only. That is a brutal reality. So work is a part of your life. Don't make it your total life. For females, those who have younger kids and no external support in the form of grandparents, cut it down to 6 hours. That is what I would recommend. 6 hours of dentistry, but then your time should be suitable around that time when your kid is not around. That may mean changing your clinic time till the time the kid starts going to the big school, which is I'm sure will start happening very soon if the kid is 4 years plus. So make up your clinic time around that time. So the patients have to be informed and they'll adjust exactly in that sense. Unable to upgrade my skills, want to learn and practice implants, but due to less practice time, earning is less and no money left to upgrade or upgrade. Now, the problem is not less practice time. The problem is less patience. 6 hours is a good amount of time. I've given that example multiple times as 6 hours for you in this case. I've given that example multiple times. The dentistry is such a profession where even if you don't have any patients for 20 days, 5 Sundays added, 25 days. For the next 5 days, you have good patients and you work for 8 hours. 40 hours is good enough to earn you a monthly average. Whatever you have set the bar for yourself. Of course, if your clinic is a decent running one, you won't have set the bar very high also. But whatever bar you have set, 1.5, 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh, 5 days is good enough. What I mean to say is 40 man hours is good enough. Even if you put in 5 hours, 6 hours for 25 days, that is 140, 150 hours. It's not less. The thing is, those hours need to be meaningful. And of course, you have to deploy ways to do marketing. That is the only suggestion. Practicing on the outskirts of Mohali, which is a rural area or village. So no customer for high-end services like zirconia or Emax or implants. So want to open another branch in city, but no time left after family time. Having a double clinic for a female with lots of other responsibilities on hand with a small kid, thinking to open up another branch is a big disaster. Is a big recipe for disaster. So don't indulge into that. You are into that rural area or village part. If you're close to that, go out in the community. Spread awareness, spread message. I believe that you may not be doing enough of digital marketing. I understand your target group may not be finding you over there. But if in a village, you can easily do community marketing, where you can go and educate your public about the various services available. And trust me, village patients or rural patients are one of the most loyal patients. I have many rural patients. They come literally, they keep 50,000 on the desk and say, "Doctor, 50,000 जमा कर लो. अगला जब होगा बता देना जब ड्यू हो." And city वाले से किसी से all of you know, 1,000-2,000 भी लेना पड़ता, तो we have lots of issues in talking, convincing. For those who don't convey in the beginning, I mean to say. For those who are doing it prior, of course, they face lesser challenges pertaining to that. But those who are not, they face these kind of issues. So rather than opening off and thinking that your clinic will boom blast in the city area, you all can have that situation. Ask any city guy, he'll say, too much competition, too much, you can say, mushrooming of dentists, which is a reality. Even after I give the number, they say it is a reality. And then the solution is go out in rural areas and open it. You are already in the rural area. So why complain? Make that world as your best world. And let that day be starting from today. Indulge in digital marketing as well, enticing patients, or you can say encouraging patients to visit you from nearby city. You're in outskirts, you're not, you can say, in the forest. So you're in the outskirts, so let them come to you. And of course, for the village patients, rural patients, do a community marketing. If you have to take out time and plan your schedule accordingly, that is the best solution I can give you. Unable to balance professional and family life, giving less time to practice due to family responsibilities. My 4-year-old kid comes with me to clinic after school, so not able to concentrate on clinic properly. As I said, You can plan your clinic timings, even especially in rural area. I know a few of my friends who are practicing in rural area. They start at 7 or 8 in the morning. Of course, I'm not saying you do so, but I'm just giving an example. They start at 7 and 8, and by 5:30, they wind up. So plan your clinic timings as such, where you put in 4 to 6 hours, maybe a couple of hours in the evening, so that you can give more time to your kid also. These are the growing years of your kid, and probably your kid will also need your undivided attention as well. Simultaneously, if you can't do that, you can put kid into any learning activity in your clinic, where probably you can say you can enroll the student, or enroll your kid in a drawing class, in a kind of class where the tutor comes to your clinic and teaches the student, or maybe any kind of an online activity. You can make the kids indulge in that. And as I said, plan your schedule that you are working in your clinic only for 2 to maybe 1.5 to 2 to 3 hours in the evening, not beyond that. Total 6, max 7 hours. Divide more into the morning half when the kid is at school, and accordingly. So you have to do some smart planning and arrive at the solution, rather than thinking that the kid will grow old and go to college. That is at least 14 years away. That is at least 14 years away. Before 18, the kid is not going to go to college. So remember that. So unable to upgrade my skills and upgrade my clinic due to less time, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and less income, not able to do courses. Want to learn implants but can't, unable to attend CD program on Sunday as family don't support, can't rebel and fight with them for my rights, want to be strong but don't have courage. See, I've given this example multiple times. You don't only need to have clarity. You need to have capability as well. You need to have competency as well. Along with these 3 C's, you need the 4th C, which is the courage. The clarity is, not all CD programs would suit you. Pick out firstly what is your niche. Then decide accordingly whether that CD program you wish to attend or not. There will be times when you have to make an adjustment. There will be times they will have to make an adjustment. So plan prior, plan properly, so that your work does not suffer even on a Sunday in your absence if you have to attend. It's not about a rebellion. It's about making an adjustment and making sure that your responsibilities don't suffer. Because having said that, if you believe that you attending a CD and your responsibility at the home suffer, especially if you don't have a back support, then that is actually being selfish. So it is not about, it doesn't apply to you also, it applies to your husband also in that sense. What I mean to say is, you don't need to go into rebellion mode, but just understand that there needs to be an adjustment, or there needs to be a situation where the work does not suffer because of you, and you can plan it out. Unable to convince patients for high-end treatments, clinic in outskirts of city, which falls in a village where BPL resides, so customers for zirconia, EMAX and implants are not there. Want to open another branch. I think that query has already been answered, but still go out and reach out to people. There will not be only BPL, there will be many farmers also, there will be Jimidars also, there will be Tehsildars also, there will be many people who will be affordable also. Every village has a mixed strata. And the beauty of the villages is that many villages are almost connected to each other within a distance of 1.5 to 2 kilometers. So reach out to all of those. Plan some community sessions where you educate the public. If the public is not aware of your services, how are you going to make money in that part? Inquiry from Panvel, Maharashtra. I'm trying hard to improve my knowledge and clinical skill each and every day, so as to get peace of mind and successful in it also. Right. But challenges become bigger and patients are not satisfied with long-term success. Also, everyone wants permanent solution to problems, paying less and choosing not plan A, but plan C, plan D, and barge afterwards or outwards. Since I don't have any assistant, which is big blunder due to lack of space, record keeping and consent become big problem, but still I'm maintaining the big ticket case. Last 5 years, I want to keep record of all cases I'm working on. Okay, let's come to problem number 1. So even if you are improving your knowledge and clinical skill, if you're not having help at your end, that is actually increasing your responsibility. then again, patients may want a permanent solution, but maybe looking at you or your expertise, maybe they might not be ready to believe that whether you can give them that solution or not. People don't buy your services. People actually buy a better version of themselves. And they need to be secure. They need to place a trust in you that whether you will be able to give them a better version of themselves. When I say better version of themselves, I mean if they are not able to chew, their better version is that they are able to chew their food. If they are not able to smile properly, they're able to smile in a positive manner afterwards. So they buy a better version of you. They place a trust in you. But maybe your infrastructure, your sense of conveying does not convey them the same, that probably you'll be able to offer them or not. So plan C, plan D comes later. You have to give those options in a manner where you convey there are a lot many options available, but we insist only on plan A and plan B. That's it. Why you go up to plan A, C and D and E and F? You need to list them out, but place it very consequently that we don't recommend that. It's as simple as that. If you are not maintaining records, you are actually falling in the capacity of unethical. You need to maintain all your records for a minimum of 3 years. Not your big ticket, but all your records. It is a statutory requirement by the government of India, not by me or you. You need to maintain that. There is no escaping that. If you don't know it till now, trust me, today is the day. I'm not sure whether you're attending or not, but if you are not knowing till today, remember today is the day when I have made you aware about this thing. Explaining all procedures, its pros and cons repeatedly becomes pain. Also, after explaining twice or thrice, patient understands the only thing which are is in his favor. Also, telling all complications and failures strongly is tough ask. But recently, I have incorporated to inform patient, even if I lose patient at that cost, पर EMI tension देता है. EMI पे आप पहुंचे क्यों पहले ये बताओ. People start investing in those things which even they don't like, which even they don't want, just for the plain simple reason that they wanted, not to miss out the race. The FOMO, fear of missing out tha. Facebook dentistry, my neighbor bought it, my competitor bought it, my friend bought it, I should not be left behind. So EMI tension deta hai wali situation mein jaane se pehle. That is the reason, being a banker son, मैं हमेशा groups में भी बोलता हूँ, WhatsApp community में भी बोलता हूँ, please get rid of your loans. Please don't go in for any further loan unless you need it. वो नीड होते बैंक बैठा देने को डॉक्टर्स लोन कह के आपको पर्सनल लोन चिपका देता है एंड यू फील वेरी हैप्पी इन दैट. देखा डॉक्टर होने का कुछ तो फायदा हुआ, बैंक आराम से लोन देता है. दे आर गिविंग इट ऑन योर एक्सपर्टीज एंड यू आर बाइंग इट एट अ हायर प्राइस. पर्सनल लोन, doctor loan is majority by most banks sugar coated personal loan. I call that SCPL, sugar coated personal loan, जिसको हम डॉक्टर्स लोन बोल के ले लेते हैं at a higher rate of interest. So understand that and don't get into that zone where you put yourself dependent upon that. So if you are conveying it in a manner which is not giving a headache to the patient, or which is conveying in a way that is favorable for you, why will the patient not pick that? Simple reason. If there is a decayed tooth, you advise root canal, extraction, 2 options. The patient will say, nikal hi do, tension hi khatam. Many times patients say it, especially in tier 2, tier 3 centers. I start the conversation in a different manner. पहले बताओ आप चाहते क्या हो? देख लिया मैंने क्लिनिकली, देख लिया वॉइस, सिम्टम्स बता दिए, अब आप चाहते क्या कर सकते हो? तो आप बताओ क्या चाहते हो. मैं तो चाहता हूं बार बार का टंटा खत्म ही कर दो, आप उसको निकाल ही दो. आपकी उंगली खराब हो गई, आप इसको कटवा दोगे? नहीं डॉक्टर, काम आती है, दांत भी काम आते हैं. आप बताओ क्या करना चाहिए. Now the patient has started shifting to place a trust on me. If you are my family member, I would never advise you to extract it. डॉक्टर फिर खराब भी तो हो जाता है, ऐसे तो फिर ट्रीटमेंट कराने के लिए बार बार आना पड़ेगा. आप मुझे एक बात बताओ, कोई हमारे पास साबुत दांत लेके आता है, बोलता है कि इसमें मोरी कर दो? नहीं आता ना. नहीं डॉक्टर, खराब होता है वही आता है. तो दोज हु हैव अ प्रॉब्लम दे ओनली कम. एंड टाइम्स आर चेंजिंग. 23 years back, people used to do a walk, evening walk, and they used to come to my clinic. At that time, I was in a smaller premises. For the first 3 years, I was in a 10/7 clinic, single chair practice. So they used to come, डॉक्टर साहब walk कर रहे थे, सोचा checkup करवाते चले. Used to charge 50 rupees consultation back then. So used to check and advise, and they used to feel happy that everything is okay, everything is okay. These days, unless we call for a follow-up or a call back for a checkup, rarely anyone comes just for a checkup, and rarely anybody comes and says, हाँ मेरे सारे दांत ठीक हैं. किसी का निकलता नहीं, कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम निकलती है. People are so busy in their life. And now this patient, when they say, okay, तो आप चाहते हैं कि मैं दांत बचाऊं. Now the patient has again started shifting back into their zone. मेरे चाहने या ना चाहने से कुछ नहीं होता. आप चाहते हैं कि नहीं, that is important. Remember मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन था, आप क्या चाहते हैं? आपको लगता है दांत बचाने से ठीक रहेगा? मेरे को लगता नहीं है, मेरा रोज का काम. I do it day in and out. मेरे को दोनों काम में पैसे मिलने, निकालने में भी पैसे हैं, रूट कनाल में भी पैसे हैं. मेरे को दोनों तरफ फायदा है. आपका फायदा किसमें? यू हैव टू डिसाइड. इफ यू प्लेस अ ट्रस्ट ऑन मी, आई विल चूज दिस ऑप्शन. ठीक है डॉक्टर, कर दो ट्रीट. That is the way you can certain time mold your conversation to an angle where the patient himself or herself is persuaded by your you can say, we start going into the convincing zone. Too much convincing without letting the patient speak. Sales. We are doing sales only, na? In this process. Sales is a conversation where 30 you speak, patient speaks 70. We do the reverse. We speak, and not I speak. We three people speak. Who three? The three persons we love the most in this world, especially in our clinic. I, me, and myself. These are the three people we love. We have done this. These are our before after cases. We are expert in this. We open up our presentations and we start giving them death by PowerPoint without even asking for a consent from you. Do you want to see those cases? Patient पहले से बहुत सारे पढ़े लिखे होते हैं, सब YouTube से चाट कर आते हैं ज्ञान. You need to understand that what is the boundary that you need to cross and what is the kind of awareness you need to create. Going into an ultra convincing mode is like being pushy for selling. It is the pull approach which works more, or a combination of push and pull. If you believe being totally pushy will work, I'm sorry, it may work occasionally, but most of the time it does not. So let the patient choose their own battles. Be a facilitator, not a decision maker for them. Be a facilitator, not a decision maker for them. That is the most important thing. I want to do hassle-free dentistry without any backbite and stress. Simple logic. Karma bites back. If you indulge into backbiting will come back to haunt you. And that will create stress for you. Don't indulge in that. Don't poke outside. How much are your neighbors charging? How much are you charging? How much is the other one charging? If you are indulging in that kind of battles, then of course, I can't, you can say you can't choose your destiny. I simply told you, In my 24th year, I don't know what my neighbors are charging. And I don't believe what patients have said. पेरेंट से आप 5,000 ले रहे हो इस चीज के, वो 3,000 में कर रहा है. अगर वो 3,000 में कर रहा होता और आपको पता कि मार्केट रेट 4,000 5,000 जो भी है, तो why are you bothering for another 2,500 2,800 guy? Get it done. I simply say 3,000 में कर रहा है, please get it done. You won't find cheaper than this anywhere. I gift that patient to my neighbor. People who are price sensitive are soul sensitive also. They'll start soul, you can say they'll start pushing out your soul outside from your body as well. जान खींच लेंगे आपकी पूरी. So gift those patients to your neighbor. Thank you so much. If that costing of that procedure is around 2,800 for me, I'm charging, for example, 5,000. I'm telling the NPM, not the GPM. My direct indirect cost of that procedure is, for example, 2,800, and I'm charging 5,000. I believe NPM should be above 50%. तो मैं उसको 3,000 में क्या 4,000 में भी नहीं करूंगा, नहीं करूंगा. मेरी कॉस्टिंग वर्कआउट नहीं करती है. Why should I do that? If the parent says somebody is doing it 300, please 3,000, please get it done. दिवाली की सेल है, मौका छूट ना जाए, कृपया लाभ जल्दी से जल्दी उठाएं. Simple logic. Get it? By that logic, you have to understand that you can't treat everyone in your area. So stop being unkind to yourself. That you can treat everyone in your area and you can be, you can say, the He-Man of the universe of your area. You can't be. Target those patients which you want to treat via active marketing, or else you will get relegated to whatever you get. You'll have to be satisfied with that only. Query number 24 from right now in Pune, but planning to shift to my hometown. That is a town, rural area in Rajasthan. So in this 7-year, right now in Pune. So in this 7-year, I had worked with first in college as tutor, then in cities like Ahmedabad and Pune in multi-speciality setup. In Pune, where I work currently, we do quality work and our charges are accordingly. Now shifting to my hometown, mostly I will start my practice by next year, March. I'm expecting my second child. Congratulations. I've done market research there. It's basically rural area dentist charges like 2,500 to 3,000 for RCT. Extraction charges are 300 to 500. Composite, they do hardly in 500 to 800. I had decided I won't compromise on my quality and charges. I'm planning to keep my RCT charges 4,000 and composite at least 1,500 to 1,800. Just to give you an idea, I don't know how I will do my execution. In rural area, people come seeing rates mostly. Awareness is still very low. Please do give your suggestion. See, in your whole problem, you have given the solution yourself in the second last line, or rather the last line. Awareness is still very low. So the simple answer is create awareness. Everybody is knowing the fact. When patients ask me certain times, ये चीज इतनी महंगी क्यों है, इतनी ये क्यों है, आप महंगे हो, ये सस्ता है, ये महंगा है, वो सस्ता है. And there is nothing called as cheap or expensive in today's world. You get what you pay for. आपको 500 की भी चीज मिल जाएगी, आपको 10,000 में भी वही चीज मिलेगी. आपको 5 रुपए का चाय का कप भी मिल जाएगा, जबकि स्टैंडर्ड 10-12 रुपए का मिलता है इस वक्त, फिर भी 5 का मिल जाएगा. और आपको 150 रुपए 200 रुपए की भी चाय मिलेगी. So the choice is yours, what you want. So the question is not about I plan to keep my charges. The first thing is I should plan to calculate my costing first. That should decide your charges, not what you planned to think. मैं composite का इतना चार्ज करूंगी, मैं RCT का इतना. Don't give me an idea. If you're having pregnancy right now, you're expecting your child, congratulations. Please do work out your costing part. I'm sure you'll be pretty much aware कि आपको कौन से materials use करने या use करते हैं आप for this procedure or for that. You know the costing of those materials now. Work that out. Use my costing videos as a help. Search profitable or profitability. On my YouTube channel, you get the costing videos. 1 video concise or 5 video series. Just look out for that and work out what will help you. Accordingly, keep a NPM of 50%. That should be your starting charge, not that whatever you plan to keep in your mind. So shun that thought of what you plan to keep rather than what you should keep. I feel in big cities, mostly Pune, Ahmedabad, there is culture of working late night till odd hours, which is the main reason many lot of female do not practice, and their family life suffers a lot, especially kids, if they don't have family support. Any advice for female regarding this? See, there are people in my town who have a good footfall, not dentists, otherwise service industry or goods industry, product industry also. I know them, they are, you can say, having very good footfall, very good business. But I know them since almost 15 plus years now. Some of them, they've shut down their shop at 5 p.m. and their patients are adjusted to it. I last year in July shifted my clinic timing from 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. My daughter was in 10th at that time. Now she's in +1. I wanted to give some time to her. So simply put, the logic was very clear for me. Priority was set. One of the colleagues asked me, "Sir, did your patients accept?" Well, it is not their problem. It is not my problem whether they accept it or not. They have to adjust as per what I want in my life. Simple logic. We prepared a ground for it. We made the patients, we can say, clear about this thing 6 months in advance. That we'll be changing time from 1st July. We'll be changing time for 1st July. In those 6 months, patients had actually adjusted mentally to that. A few did not. A couple of patients on Saturday, this Saturday, 2 days back, asked me, "I came to you a couple of months back. You were there till 8. Now you close at 7. They said, "Look at the notice. What is the date? With effect from 1st July 2022. You still say that you came 2 months before." हाँ, मैं पिछली अप्रैल में आया था आपके पास. That is 1.5 years back, not 2 months back. Okay, तो हमने आपको बताया होगा, शायद मैं भूल गया. Okay, no problem. This is the new time. Some patients ask me, मैं सुबह 8:30 फैक्ट्री चले जाता हूँ, रात को 9 बजे आता हूँ. संडे मेरी छुट्टी होती है, आप करेंगे? मैं कहा, I can adjust you maybe once, only 2 if you have an emergency. But you expect me to work every Sunday on you just because you are not ready to adjust your time? नहीं डॉक्टर साहब, काम थोड़ा छोड़ देंगे. Then I asked him a question. Sir, please don't mind me asking. कोई आपकी नियर फैमिली में कोई मिसहैप हो जाता है, कुछ हो जाता है, तब आप क्या करते हैं? डॉक्टर साहब, दुख सुख में तो जाना ही पड़ता है ना. ओके, तो यू क्लोज योर फैक्ट्री? नो नो नो, काम चलता रहता है, मैं नहीं जाता हूं, कोई ना कोई चले जाता है मेरी जगह पे. ओके, कल को आपके दांत में भयंकर दर्द हुआ, भगवान ना करे, स्वेलिंग आ गई बिकॉज ऑफ योर ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम्स, व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू डू? डॉक्टर साहब, पेन किलर खा खो के गुजारा कर लेंगे, आप टाइम तो देते नहीं हो. तो सुबह 8:30 से पहले और रात को 9 बजे के बाद आपको टाइम देने वाले मेरे शहर में बहुत कम मिले. हार्डली काउंटेबल पीपल. Whether they will be offering you worthy treatment or not, that is not my decision. So if you are not interested in saving your teeth or interested in your health, how can I help you? The simple logic is, for you, is coming back to your query, late night practice or early evening practice. Rural areas, I just answered to the Mohali query. Rural areas have that advantage. Start early, finish early. That is the biggest boon of a rural area. Rural area people sleep by 7:30 or 8 p.m. Cities थोड़ा ना, cities तो शुरू होती है रात के 8 बजे, 2 बजे लोग सोते हैं. That is the logic. So query, so I believe that you got the answer. If you believe that working till late night is the solution, it's not. It's not. Query from Vadodara, Gujarat. Less footfall, price war is unimaginable. सिंपल लॉजिक. लैक ऑफ फुटफॉल, बार्गेनिंग, ये दो प्रॉब्लम हर जगह है. फुटफॉल का रीजन मार्केटिंग, गिवन यू ऑलरेडी लॉट ऑफ डिटेल इफ यू वर देयर एंड ट्रेंडिंग एट द स्टार्ट. प्राइस वॉर इज अनइमेजिनेबल. आई डोंट थिंक सो कि कोई बिडिंग होती है कि पेशेंट सेंटर में बैठा होता है, डेंटिस्ट के पास राउंड टेबल लगा के बैठे होते हैं. 2000, 1800, 1900, 1701, 1702, 1703, ओके डन. हाउ इज दिस प्राइस वॉर अनइमेजिनेबल फॉर यू? आई एम नॉट really sure whether bidding happens or not. Absolutely not. This doesn't happen. So stop peeping outside. It will give you more mental peace and more focus towards your own work on how to build up your practice rather than believing that price war is killing you. I've given this example multiple times. मेरे घर के नॉर्थ ईस्ट डायरेक्शन में 20 meters from my clinic, the main Gurudwara, the city's 5th largest Gurudwara, is across 20 meters. Good charitable dispensary. On my left, 500 meters, a big mandir, one of the biggest mandirs of my town. Big charitable dispensary. This side, 1.5 kilometers, not 1.5, about 1 kilometers. 1 kilometer, another big mandir, big charitable dispensary. North, 1.5 kilometers, a big charitable hospital itself since 15 years. Down south, another charitable dispensary. 4 charitable surroundings. And the funniest part is the Gurudwara's manager and this big mandir's chief priest, head pujari ji, are my patients. जहां पे उनको ट्रीटमेंट फ्री में होगा, गुरुद्वारा एंड मंदिर रिस्पेक्टिवली फ्री में होगा, they come to me and pay and get the treatment done. I even don't know what is the charges over there. These guys are very open with me. I can ask them. I never even bother to ask what is being charged in those charitable dispensaries which are surrounding me like anything. Do I need to worry? No. No. If after 20 years I can't pick my patients, I can't pick my price, I can't pick my time, तो लानत है मेरी प्रैक्टिस पे. Simple logic. If I believe I can't choose my holidays, if I can't choose my vacation just for the fear of कि मेरा patient भाग जाएगा, तो लानत है मेरी प्रैक्टिस पे. If I'm that insecure, people don't go out for years for vacation, considering पीछे से patient आएगा, वो किसी और के पास चला जाएगा. Good logic to have. Neighbor does the patient in half cost. I don't know how he survives. वो survive कर रहा है, आपको जरूर blood pressure की गोली लग जाएगी. Stop peeping outside. Whatever cost he does, either you have sent your assistant to inquire about the charges, or the patients have told you the charges. Either ways, that is unethical. Either ways, that is unethical. So stop peeping outside. Need to upgrade myself, but looking at the payback I'm getting, family is not very supportive. A family can be supportive for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 15 months, 18 months. Beyond that, everyone will question your capabilities. They will always ask you. प्राइस वॉर का बहाना देके कब तक छुपे रहोगे आप इसके अंदर कि लोग ज्यादा चार्ज कर रहे हैं, लोग कम चार्ज कर रहे हैं, लोग ऐसे कर रहे हैं, इसलिए मैं नहीं कमा रहा. Why are you not getting your due? Because you are not focusing on your work. You are focusing on what others are doing. If you are focusing on your work, you will not have time to even think about what others are doing. Stop peeping outside. Query from Delhi. Uncertainty of career future of our practice. Career future of our practice. Dentistry's best is yet to come, I can assure you. Too many dentists. Rate constraints. Too many dentists. DCI का वेबसाइट 3 लाख बोलता है, हम लोग 150 करोड़ हैं. Too many अभी भी हैं. मैथ्स मेरा गलत है या आपका गलत है? I've given that number और उसमें से सारे प्रैक्टिस भी नहीं करते हैं. At least 80% of my batchmates have changed their profession because of whatever reason. वो तो उस टाइम में भी नहीं पास आउट हुए जिस टाइम पे हम लोग कंपटीशन की बात करते हैं. Because of their choices, they have shifted. So that's okay. So rate constraints too low. Who is there to blame? We don't come under one umbrella. चाहे आईडिया हो चाहे कोई और प्लेटफॉर्म हो, we don't come under one umbrella. We don't get united. Today, a puncture wala and a safai wala and a class 4 will have their own association, but we don't have it. Even the official IDA numbers, which is the only significant unified platform for us, nationally speaking, not you can say based on what is in your regional area. There are some regional societies in Telangana, in Kerala, in a couple of places in Gujarat, which I've seen, which are growing, which have a good digital regional presence, and which have more membership than IDA. Absolutely fine. But nationally speaking, even IDA's numbers are 75,000. And the DCI numbers are 3 lakh dentists, which is 25% of membership. If you don't get united under one platform, you don't set an agenda of a minimum price, how will the unity come? Don't enjoy being victim anymore. Longer work hours. You have chosen them. I just said, if you can't choose them after practice, after a few years of practice, then it is your fault. Work is a part of your life. Work is not your total life. Remember that. No holidays in private practice. Just mentioned that. प्राइवेट प्रैक्टिस वाला तो चाहे 360 दिन छुट्टी कर ले, कौन रोकता है उसको? कोई रोकता तो नहीं है ना. इनसिक्योरिटी रोकती है आपकी. तो थिंक अबाउट इट. Not only the vacation, you need a me time also daily, or at least once in 2 days. Patients are more concerned about discounts rather than quality of treatment. Who says that? Your monkey mind. If your monkey mind says that patients are thinking price, then you have chosen wrong category of patients. Choose your patients, or the patients will automatically choose you, or you will get what is in your destiny. Patients are not concerned about discounts. Nobody searches for the cheapest endodontist on Google. They'll search for the best root canal specialist near me. They will never search for cheapest. If I tell you to buy 5-day-old fruits, for example, apples, they are 5 days old. They were 100 rupees kg. I'll give you a 20 rupees kg. Will you buy it? Most of you will say no. Why? Because for you, health is the concern. For patients, it's not. Think about it. Backbiting by other dentists, no professionalism. Subject J, subject BB. Jealousy and backbiting to हमारे syllabus में है. कोई सिखाता नहीं सिखाता, it's your choice. No rule of law in our country, especially in today's scenario. If someone lands up in fake court cases, it will need one whole life to fight the case. Tariq pe tariq. If you have your documentation in complete, foolproof, customized consent, witnessed, you're covered on most of the accounts. And of course, along with that, if you're doing record keeping properly, you're covered on most of the accounts. There is no one court in sympathy. There is no one in court who have any sympathy with doctors. Everyone thinks doctors have a lot of money. Let's exploit them. First of all, you need to change your mindset. Courts punish us because most of the time we are lacking in documentation. We are lacking in the skill set. So many cases don't even go to court. If somebody is done a negligence, do you think it is exploitation of the dentist? No, it's not. It is a damage that you have inflicted on the patient. And the patient's wish, he wants to get compensated for it. तो हर केस फेक नहीं होता है. अगर फेक है तो अगर आपके पास डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है तो you will overcome fakeness. So stop living in that mindset which grants you intellectual orgasm. Please give up that mindset which gives you intellectual orgasm. Where from Delhi again, India, because of small size of clinic, patients underestimate my skills. Please make them aware. Start spending more time with your patient. On little increase of charges, they start making you and cry. You need to make your patients aware everything is getting costlier. These days, post-COVID time, I would say, is the best time. Anybody can increase charges without any justification. We have seen that in the market. And nobody complains. Nobody complains. Anyways, I always advocate selective raise of charges for those services which are giving you revenue. Denture 2 महीने में एक करते हो. For example, 10,000 का डेंचर है, 20% बढ़ा दो. आपने तो लिटिल बोला, मैं 20% बढ़ा रहा हूं. कितना रेवेन्यू बढ़ेगा? 2 महीने में एक करते हो, 2,000. ओके, विच इज पर मंथ रेवेन्यू कितना इंक्रीज हुआ? 1,000. मैसेज क्या कन्वे हुआ? 20,000 चार्जेस बढ़ा दिए. रिजल्ट क्या आया? 1,000. Wrong pricing message sent out to your target audience. Think about it. Services which are doing more need to be raised at those levels. Have to adjust with everyone, patients as well as the assistant, as if they become doctor, as if by becoming doctor, we have committed a big mistake. Why do you need to adjust with everyone? Because you don't set the ground rules right. You don't set the ground rules right. You need to give proper duties to your staff. You need to have proper mindset of what all is important for clinic with them. You need to convey your system of working to your patients. It is your clinic. Why do you need to adjust? They need to adjust with you. If you are adjusting with them, then you are not understanding your own importance. So with this query number 27, we call it a day. And I'll continue from query number 28 in the afternoon session. Of course, there are a few queries. So thank you so much for attending this. And of course, what I would request you is give back to community or society. Post your top 3 to 5 takeaways from the session in the WhatsApp group. You are with me. And of course, as I extended to outside my community as well, I will invite you to be a part of mine. If you came across this brochure on social media, post your 3 to 5 takeaways over there. My ID everywhere on any social media is Dr. Bhavdeep. So do it right now. Cement your learnings. Writing is the best form of learnings. I'm sure there would be ample learning from this session. And of course, this is my Facebook group. You all know it. PhD, Public Plugging Handicaps in Dentistry. Again, by my name, facebook.com/group/Dr. Bhavdeep. Those of you who are not part of my community, if you want to be a part of that, we run an advertisement-free community, just like these webinars were, without any selling. We just do pure education once a month, at least 1, 2, 3 webinars, depending upon that. So the next webinars, you'll be informed in the afternoon session when they're happening in the month of October and November. So these are the 2 groups. Thanks to WhatsApp, we had 256 and 6 groups. We coalesced into 3, and then ultimately we can say courtesy 1023, we equals them into 2 groups. So almost second group is about to be filled up. So if you want to be added in there, please do send me a message. And of course, this is my YouTube channel. As on 31st August, 800 plus videos are already there. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do go and subscribe. And of course, my social media presence on any media is Dr. Bhavdeep. Do send me your feedback on my number on the WhatsApp group. Bookies and breakfast both would be welcome in equal measure. Of course, upcoming is episode number 4 at 2 p.m. sharp. As I said, even if there are 2 people, I'll be starting the session at 2 p.m. sharp and finish at around 3:15, depending on the time we do a recap and then start. So question time. Let me just unmute you all and stop my share. Yeah, please, you can unmute yourself and ask if there are any queries. Please go ahead and ask me. Thank you, Dr. Harbans. Thank you, Dr. Deep. Thank you, Dr. Mustafa. Thank you, Dr. Ronak. Thank you, Dr. Nehal. Thank you, Dr. Swati. Thank you, Dr. Bhavna. Thank you, Dr. Sapnaja. Thank you, Dr. Bindu. Thank you, Amol. Yes, anybody wants to ask anything from the things discussed? Thank you, Raghu. So if there are no queries, we break for the day and I'll see you at 2 p.m. sharp. And of course, request you to post your 3 to 5 takeaways in the group or in the social media, wherever you are. Thank you guys and take care. Bye-bye. See you soon in another 6 hours. Bye-bye.